Hey, what is up, you damp dew-piter? Today I've got a Rillaboom box deck for you guys. But before we get into the list, give me 1 second. I just want to mention that if you guys need cards or codes from the new set Vivid Voltage, go over to channelfireball.com. If you want to support me, use the code AzulGG. Yeah, cards and codes, channelfireball.com. Also, I'm going to be doing a 12-hour live stream with the release of Vivid Voltage on PTCGO, which will be on the 12th. Starting at 12 p.m. Eastern, so be sure to check that out. Gonna be playing with all the new cards, all the new decks, trying as many as we can in that 12 hours, but then also be streaming, the following days with more Vivid Voltage action. So yeah, check out the live stream, twitch.tv/AzulGG. Okay, let's talk RillaBox here. So I was playing with this deck the other day on stream, twitch.tv/AzulGG, where I stream pretty much daily, and it was working. Not saying it's something new, broken, insane, tier 1, can't be stopped deck, but it's a ton of fun, and it works against other top competitive decks. This is my build right now. There's been a couple different builds going around, initially based off of Israel Sosa's build that has Butterfree in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and link Israel Sosa's Twitter and Twitch in the description. Go check him out over there. Yeah, he was playing it with the Butterfree line. I kind of cut the Butterfree. I wasn't feeling the Butterfree as much as he was. Let him handle the Butterfree. But this is what I've come to. A heavy Power Plant, heavy Stamp build. The way the deck works is we use that Super Growth on the Rowlet Exeggutor. We choose to go second if we have the option. Set up that Rillaboom, and then on turn 2, start attacking with the Rowlet Exeggutor. And then we transition into double Dubwools, or sometimes double back into a Rowlet Exeggutor. Just kind of depends on what we're up against and what the situation is. We got a lot of Reset Stamps and a lot of Power Plants to try and slow decks down that are very Dedenne heavy, which is quite a few decks right now. Quite a few decks right now are pretty heavy on the Dedenne. And then stamp them low, and then kind of hope it sticks. Sometimes we can get really far ahead, especially against like a Pikarom. It is possible for us to get really far ahead in the prize trade, and then them having to be the ones that almost stamp us. Rest of the stuff that's going on the list, we got a heavy Crobat line. We do play a lot of Power Plants, and we do want to put them in play aggressively. We don't ever want to like consider, oh, what I have Dedenne left in my deck, I don't really want to put the Power Plant. So we just play 3 Crobat, no Dedenne, 1 Eldegoss to recover supporters, because it's always a nice option, 1 Marshadow to bump those chaotic swells that might make their way into play. And we really want to get our Power Plant into play, so we have the 1 Marshadow there. 2 Ordinary Rod to recover energy, and sometimes Pokemon, but mostly energy. 4 Quick Ball, best card in the game. 3 Stamp, I talked about those. 2 Switch, do need to be able to move our stuff around sometimes. Also 2 Bird Keeper in there for the same reason. Gotta have some mobility in the deck. 3 Boss. We don't boss super often, it doesn't feel like, but we play 3 because we want to be able to see it as often as possible, so we have the option of it. So we play 3 bosses orders there, but I feel like we only boss orders once or twice in a game. Sometimes it's more than that, but 4 Marnie 4 Research, best draw supporter duo in the game. 3 Big Charm. Big Charms are super important in this deck on the Rowlet Exeggutor. Turnitus can't get the 1-hit KO. Against Pikarom, it makes it harder for Bolton to get the 1-hit KO, especially when we're not doing a whole ton of damage, taking big knockouts very aggressively. Bolton can build up pretty big against us. Ideally, we do want to pull off our Tropical Hour GX against the Pikarom, but sometimes it doesn't happen. And then Big Charms on doubles, keeping them alive against stuff like Scorch, or making like an extra energy from Baby Blounce, stuff like that. A tankier double is a better double. Also, Zacian can't 1-hit KO it, even with 80P's GX attack. We'll have up to that 270, effectively 270 HP on our double. When Zacian 260 doesn't quite get there. Super nice. 4 Capture Energy, because Capture Energy is kind of an insane card, but not a whole ton of decks can utilize it super well, but this deck can. Our main attacks, take a colorless in them, 2 Grass colorless on the Rowlet Exeggutor, and then 3 colorless on the Dubwool, so plenty of room to put these, and we're pulling 2 Grass out of our deck with Rillaboom every turn with the Voltage beatdown past the first turn. We get our Grass energy that we need to use our other attacks, so it's just fine. So yeah, 4 Capture Energy. Turn 1 Capture Energy is so good in this deck. We find the Grookey, or we find the Rowlet Exeggutor, and we get off the Super Growth and go from there. And then 9 Grass, because we do need some kind of Grass to get off the Voltage beat. Still messing around with this list a lot, but I like where it's going. So yeah, go ahead. Let's get into some games. Okay, getting into one here. We won the coin flip, but we will choose to go second, because that is what we prefer. We prefer to go second, and then go for that turn 1 Super Growth attack with our Rillaboom, or our Rowlet Exeggutor into a Rillaboom. Looks like we're up against a Pikarom here. This matchup has usually felt pretty fine. I mean, it's not like super favorite or anything, but it's always felt kind of fine to me from what I played. There's a Rowlet Exeggutor. I think I'm just gonna Capture Energy first, actually, just to grab another Grookey. We did prize a Thwackey. Okay, grab the Grookey, and then yeah, I'm just gonna Bird Keeper here. Not even gonna Marnie. We could Marnie, but we have the Marnie for next turn now. So we could bench the Rillaboom, or the Dubwool. Could not bench a Rillaboom. Be pretty good if we could, though. I don't think I'm going to. Well, if they have a boss, I can boss my Rillaboom anyway. So I'm gonna bench this actually, and then super growth. I was thinking about maybe getting a Crobat to attempt to grabbing a Crobat there to attempt to try and find a Power Plant turn 1, which is pretty good against Pikarom. But they got kind of their setup that they want. They're probably gonna go with an Electrify here onto their Pikarom, and then kind of just go from there. They are playing the Crushing Hammer build. That's not fine. It's not that big of a deal, though. So yeah, our plan is to go Rowlet, Alolan, Exeggutor, and into back-to-back Rillabooms, most likely. We could go into a follow-up, a Rowlet, Alolan, Exeggutor, but probably going to be better just to go with the Dubwools. They got this Chaotic Swell down. Here comes a Dead Change. Moving along a bunch of cards in hand. Okay, Dead Change happens. Yes, it would have been great to have the Power Plant there. Unfortunately, did not see one. Could have Crobatted for one, like I said, but not necessary. So super cool interaction that we can do with this deck to try and get the Power Plants into play around the Chaotic Swell, so we can capture energy for the well, what are they called? The Marshadow. We capture energy for the Marshadow, and then get that as we top deck it. So we're not going to capture energy for Marshadow. We might capture energy for the second Dubwool instead, I guess. Seems pretty good still. We could just grab nothing for right now, but I kind of want to grab it and get into play, because we're probably going to use back-to-back Dubwools here. Yeah. Bench to Marshadow. Already got our attachment turn, so I'm down to use that Voltage Beat set up for the Calming Hurricane. And maybe next turn, if they don't get a Crushing Hammerheads or a Yell Grunt, we could go into that Tropical Hour. Which kind of depends on how things go and what our opponent draws. We got that Stadium bump into the Power Plant, so that's great for us. We could Crobat, but our bench is full, so there's really no reason to Crobat right now at all. So we're gonna bump that Stadium. We're gonna throw this Power Plant into play, and then we're gonna go ahead and go with that Calming Hurricane, do 150 to the Bolton. And then yeah, if all of our energy stays in play, we could go with a Tropical Hour GX to remove all of our opponent's energy from play. They haven't used their Cocoa Prism, which ideally we'd like to see them use beforehand, before we actually go into the Tropical Hour. But it's fine. We'll just hit them with the Tropical Hour anyways. I mean, they'll have the Cocoa to fall back on, but so much less energy in play is good for us. There's their second Swell. So fast, man. Hoping to catch them with a situation where they wouldn't be able to use their other Dedenne if they wanted to, but second Swell come out really fast. We still have 2 more Power Plants left, so we can still get a Power Plant to stick, but who knows if it'll actually stick before our opponent can, use their second Dedenne would be the thing, I guess. It probably won't, but only one way to know for sure is to try and see if we'll see what happens. This hand is... it's all right. I mean, we have a Crobat at least. We can Quick Ball, maybe away the Reset Stamp and try and keep the second Crobat around, or we could Quick Ball a Crobat and play the Reset Stamp, but probably, yeah, I think I would go that way. I probably won't play the Reset Stamp, but I could Quick Ball away. Here's the Crushing Hammer. Oh, it is a heads. So we're not going to be able to go with that Tropical Hour GX next turn like we would have liked. We're going to have to settle for a Calming Hurricane. What we get to hit is kind of up to our opponent. Looks like we're going to be able to hit into this Pikarom on this turn. Yeah, hit the Pikarom with the Calming Hurricane, 150, set that up for a 2-hit KO. Because even after they KO'd this, the Dubwool would actually not be able to 1-hit KO the Pikarom. So, but this is fine. We'll be fine with this. Yeah, don't want to stand my opponent. They don't have a very big hand. I do want to kind of keep it around for once they draw a lot of prize cards on their following turn, potentially. So we'll see what they actually grab here, though. If they put all the energy on the Pikarom, we might just Overgrowth again. Nope, they load up the Bolton instead. All right. Draw a Capture. The Capture doesn't work here. So I'm going to start with Quick Ball. I think I have to get rid of the Reset. I want to keep the energy, actually. I'm going to give up the Reset Stamp here. We do have quite a few left. Not grab anything. Go ahead and Crobat for 4. Got the grass that I wanted. So now I can go attach a grass here and then Voltage Beat to here. I kind of want to play around the Tag Ball happening to my Rillaboom, but I also want to get the Big Charm here. But I guess if they take out the Rillaboom, then this Dubwool is ready to go and should be able to do quite a bit of work. We could boss this to take this Bolton out, but we have to get through this Pikarom at some point. I'm going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Big Charm this Dubwool here. And then just Calming Hurricane, I guess. Yeah, 150. Set up the Pikarom for the 2-hit KO that we can get on the next turn. I guess we could have gone with like boss KO this and then they KO this, but then we wanted like another boss to KO this, which I guess we did have. But then they could have had like some tag vault play set up by then. Run into the Coco here. The Raichu is not set up, which is great, which means we don't have to try and find switches on every single turn to get around the paralysis of the Raichu. Yeah, we're fully going in with these doubles from here. Here comes that quick ball from our opponent. There's the Crobat grab, not the DAA. So we still have time to stop that. It might be prized as well. Yeah, they can get the knockout on us with... They can get it with Full Blitz if they wanted to, actually. They could Full Blitz us. They would lose the Pikarom. But they'll get a lot of energy in play for my opponent. So yeah, they could do that. I'm actually curious to see what they choose to do here. Would you triple research and a switch? So finally seeing a research. They're going with the Bolton hit, though. All right. That also seems... I mean, that's also seems fine to me. The Bolt Storm knockout. All right, we're going to go into the Dubwool. Maybe this would have been a fine game to go into a second... Rowlet, Alolan, Exeggutor, actually, to be honest. All right, go Dubwool. So we draw the Reset Stamp. That's a nice top deck. I do want to attach here and then get 2 energy here. So I'm going to research first here before I use the Voltage Beat, because I do want to get an energy to attach here. There's one right there. I do have a Quick Ball. So I could go for that Rowlet, Alolan, Exeggutor setup instead. We do not have a lot of grass left, but we do have the Ordinary Rod. It would take up the bench space, I think, is what's kind of the problem at this point. I'm just going to go ahead and grab a Crobat. I don't even think I'm going to play this Crobat, to be honest, but I'm going to grab it. Attach here. Voltage Beat, grab these 2 for this guy. Have another Reset Stamp in hand for next turn. And just go ahead and Revenge Blast. Knock out this Boltoned. Yeah, back-to-back Sheep. We don't hit quite as hard with the Rowlet, Alolan, Exeggutor, but could have had the option to potentially get into a full GX attack, maybe. But the game might be over by then anyway, so maybe just having the back-to-back Revenge Blasts from the Dubwools will be more than enough to close this one out. I wonder if they can even get us. See, they have 7. They go to they have 5, so they can go to 6, 7, 8. So they can't actually quite one-hit KO a Dubwool, even with the Coco Prism plus an attachment for turn. Yeah, they can't one-hit KO a Dubwool. They get close, but not quite there. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. They could go for like a Chase Crobat, knockout Grookey plan, and that looks like what they are going to go for here. Going after the Crobat first. I guess that does kind of make sense, though, to go after the Crobat. Well, they attack with either of these. They take out the Pikarom, then they just can't KO the Crobat anymore. So yeah, it makes sense to go after the Crobat first here, because if they go... They'd gone, I don't know, Full Blitz KO the Rillaboom. I guess Full Blitz KO the Rillaboom, get a bunch of energy in play. Now, because now I can stamp them to 1 instead of stamping them to 2. So actually, maybe I actually feel like they could have gone after the Rillaboom first here. It would also take away my option of Rillaboom, which is like, you know, super nice for me to have. So I kind of like that a little bit more from my opponent, to be honest. We'll see what they end up attacking with, though. They can attack. Oh, so they're going with the Bolton knockout. Then they have Full Blitz KO my Grookey on the following turn. But we do have our Reset Stamp down to 1. Unfortunately, we don't have a Power Plant to go with it, so DAA isn't out for my opponent. Yeah, go Dubwool. Attach here. Fail. Stamp to 1. Hope they don't find Boss, I think, is how this one's breaking down here. I'm not even going to play anything out of my hand. I don't think I want to. Revenge Blast. Knock out the Bolton. Does my opponent have the Boss on the Stamp to 1? Get our 2 prize cards here. Let's see, what else do they have the option of? I think that's it. I think it's their only option. Yeah, Coco Prism was used. They could still have like a couple East left. They could possibly get into a Raichu and paralyze me, but it seems kind of unrealistic. They got the Goss, a Boss. They have a Goss and a Boss left with 2 Quick Ball to find the Goss. So those are their outs to a actual Boss. And if they do have it, I mean, they do win. But there's the concede. The stamp pays off, and we get a dub here in this first one with the Rillaboom. Into another one. We did lose the coin flip again. We will choose to go second. Definitely feels optimal. Go second. Use our attack. Especially with so many other decks that want to go second these days. You got the Pikaroms, the Welder decks. Oof, not quite there yet. Oops. Go Marshadow. Got us to draw supporter. Can find a Crobat. Got plenty of ways to draw. We just need like, yeah, we got plenty of it. It's not worried about finding it. Okay, it looks like it is a Zacian deck. The question is just what kind of Zacian deck. Well, there's Water Energy, so that tells us exactly what kind of Zacian deck. ADP Zacian. All right, draw for turn is another grass. So we're just gonna go ahead and do the Marnie. We're not going to attach, even though we could retreat the Marshadow with the Grass Energy attachment, because if we get a Capture Energy, we want that option open. Oof, we whiffed the... Okay, we don't lose yet. Power Plant here is actually also super strong. I'm just going to go ahead and attach, and I will go ahead and pass to my opponent. Yeah, we whiffed the Super Growth turn 1, which is really bad for us, but we can live for sure. That's kind of annoying, but oh well. that one's got me feeling a little bit sad for sure. And they already have the Chaotic Swell to counter my Power Plant. We do have the Marshadow set up though, so we can Marshadow this and get another Power Plant in play as soon as this turn. Ooh, I don't want to switch. We can hard retreat the Marshadow instead. Definitely want to go get the Grookey here. One of the problems with this current scenario though is they can just boss KO my Grookey, especially because they got that Crushing Hammerhead, so I can't just attach here and then start attacking. So that's kind of unfortunate. Has to be the attach retreat, I guess. We did not get that Power Plant like I wanted. Gonna get this double down. Not gonna put the Big Charm on it. Yeah, throw a Big Charm on him. Why not? Super Growth. I guess I maybe should have bumped up. No, if they have a boss here, they always go after my Rillaboom. I just have to kind of hope they don't have a boss in their 3-card hand and cannot chase my Rillaboom, and then we can start hitting it next turn or as soon as next turn. This is a matchup where we definitely want to go back-to-back doubles usually. Ideally, we want a GX attack with Tropical Hour after our opponent GX attacks, but with that Crushing Hammerheads and then we having to do a hard retreat with the energy this turn and having Rillaboom in play late, that's probably not how it's going to go down. We'll see. They're setting up here to try and get off the GX attack. They might already even have it. Yeah, here's the E-switch, and then here comes the attach. They've got the GX attack. We can still go with the GX attack, though, after they hit us with Ultimate Ray, for sure. So we do have to... I do want second double, I think, over the second Rowlet Alolan Exeggutor, because double just hits so much harder. We won't actually get into the double like that, will we? So we just basically have to research here and draw into an out. Grass. An energy. We got one. And we got the potential for more... another Rillaboom in a couple turns, which is actually a big deal, for sure. And we got the Power Plant. We drew really well there. All right, Voltage Beat. The only problem with the current setup is I don't want to research the hand away to find an energy to be able to use Tropical Hour GX next turn, because it has Thwackey and Rillaboom. But we could draw... The thing is, like, we do play Ordinary Rod, so we could recover it. I mean, if they get a heads here, we can't... All right, we can't do it anyways. Here comes the switch up. I wonder if their hand is just dead besides this E-switch. It looks like it is. So here comes the Ultimate Ray, doing some damage to my Rowlet Alolan Exeggutor. We have a Stamp in hand, which makes me want to hold the hand. We only have one other Stamp left, so I think I want to hold the Stamp here. I think I want to go Calming Hurricane, get this knockout. Just evolve up. Ooh, we do have this Bird Keeper, but I can't use it. There's nothing to pivot out of here. Let's see. It's got to be the Voltage Beat. Just take one. Throw it here. Calming Hurricane for the knockout. And then when they knock out us, we can stamp them to 2, get the return knockout with the Revenge Blast. We got the Power Plant in play. Stamp to 2. I mean, they could get... There's our third stamp. I wasn't 100% expecting to get it, but we did get it. Grass Energy, Capture Energy, so we can get the double attack off next turn, which is great. You can get that double attack off. And they pretty much have to KO our Rowlet Alolan Exeggutor here. They don't really have a choice. They pretty much have to KO it. If they let it live back in Tropical Hour GX, put all their energy back in their deck, it would just get real gnarly for them real fast. And now this is going to come down to, I'm going to stamp my opponent to 2. Do they get energy plus boss while Power Plant is in play to stop stuff like Dead Eye Change? Or is double just going to kind of run over them and give us the dub? Let's find out. What is our top deck? Quick Ball. Going to evolve to the other Rillaboom here. Going to use that. Voltage Beat, 2 Grass. There they are. And they've drawn 4 prize cards, so we do knock out this Zacian here. Reset Stamp to 2. We kind of just win in 2 turns. So I could just hold the hand, but I could research. There's nothing really else that I need to find, I don't think. We could just hold the hand, but it doesn't have a boss option, I guess, is the only thing that I'm missing in this kind of hand. I do have the Quick Ball. I do have a boss in the discard pile, so I kind of feel like I just want to hold the hand, actually. I'll capture out the Rowlet Alolan Exeggutor, because we do have the Bird Keeper in hand as well. And Revenge Blast. Knock out the Zacian. We knock out anything on their field. I guess they could put like a Big Charm on the Zacian, then we wouldn't be able to KO that. So keeping the option of the Quick Ball over there as we get a boss out of that prize card. So Quick Ball for the Goss for the boss would be great. But yeah, if they now need switch card. There's the DAA. We have the Power Plant though. Power Plant doing work here. Exactly why it's in the deck. This is one of the main matchups for Power Plant. is this matchup right here. Super the DAA focused draw power from our opponent's deck. So yeah, this is one of the main reasons we play those power plants, is this matchup and the Pikarom matchup. The Pikarom matchup, they're not as reliant on the DAAs, and you know, they play 2 swells pretty consistently. But yeah, there we go. There is the dub. We get another dub here with the RillaBox. Guys, play some games with the deck. I've been having a ton of fun. Something different that can compete with those top decks pretty consistently. So definitely recommend it. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the games. If you did, give the video a like. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.